Hello everyone, this is Amita Gupta. Welcome you all for my MCQs on Internet Communication Engineering. Okay, today we will solve some around 90 MCQ question with the explanation. So first of all, which is not the part of flow characteristics of quality of service. If we discuss about the quality of service, there are four types of characteristics. One is reliability, second one is bandwidth, third one is jitter, and fourth one is delay. So you should keep in mind these are four types of characteristics of quality of service for the internet communication engineering for the okay. So now reliability, bandwidth, jitter, and delay. So reliability is a part of it, right? Bandwidth is also part of it, jitter is also part. The stream is not the part of it. So what is the question? What is not the part of flow characteristics? So stream is not the part of flow characteristics. Next, if you remember the techniques to enhance the quality of service, there are techniques. First is scheduling, and next is traffic shaping, then resource reservation protocol, and then admission control. These are some techniques to enhance the quality of service. The first technique is scheduling. In scheduling, there are three parts: FIFO, first in, first out, then priority based queuing, then weighted fair. Now check the question in dash queuing. Packets are first assigned to priority class, and each class has its own queue. Now in the question there is the word priority. If priority class is defined, so such type of queuing is called priority queuing. So correct answer is priority. Now next is in a queuing, packets waits in a buffer until the node is ready to process them. If we're talking about the wait, so priority is not wait waste, weighted fair is also not. So first in first out means the packet which come first, then that will process first. Okay. The next is traditionally how many types of characteristics for a flow. So I have already explained you in the first question. There are four types of flow characteristics. So answer is 4. In frame relay, dash is the maximum number of bits in excess of basic that a user can send during a predefined time. Talking about maximum number bits in excess of basic. So we're talking about the excess of burst size. Okay. Congestion in a network or inter-network occurs because router switches have. Remember the word, the congestion occurs during the traffic. And when there are many queues between the routers and switches. Okay. So congestion in a network occurs due to queues. Okay. Now in dash we try to create an appropriate environment for the traffic, in which definitely the quality of service we try to create a proper environment so that we can handle the traffic very well. So that is called quality of service. Okay. Now in the quality of service, there are two types of model: integrated service model and differentiated service model. But remember, in the integrated service model, there are two different things. Integrated service model is flow type, and differentiated service model is class type. Okay. Means flow based model is called integrated service model, and class based model is different service model. So in the question it is the mentioned class based, so you should know it's a differential service. If in this place, if it is mentioned it is a flow based, then you should understand, oh, it's a integrated service. Okay. Now in the dash bucket algorithm, bursty chunks are stored in a jacket and sent out at an average rate. So remember, in the quality of service, there is a method is called traffic shaping. In traffic shaping, there are two types: leaky bucket and token bucket. Okay. Now, what is it sent out in the average rate? In a leaky bucket is, if you remember, like a bucket, the water is here, but whatever water is here, but out is fixed. Whatever incoming, but out is fixed. Water will leak by one drop here. So that's why it is leaky bucket algorithm. Now, in the leaky bucket algorithm, if suppose the bucket is full, then excess water will waste. So excess packet will be wasted. But in token, it cannot be wasted because output is not fixed. You can secure the tokens for the future also. So So the dash bucket algorithm allows ideal hosts to accumulate credit for the future. So they're talking about the credit for future means definitely it's a token type. Okay. In ATM, the dash is designed for customers who need real-time audio and video services. Remember, such is called CVR class. Okay. Now, in the traffic model, the data rate changes suddenly. Whenever we talk about suddenly, that the traffic model is called velocity traffic model because the word suddenly is there. The dash defines a maximum data rate of the trip. Maximum data rate, we can say peak data rate. It's not burst size, it's not bandwidth. It's a peak data rate. Now, any control system is two types, open or closed. In open, there is no feedback. So in dash, congestion control policies are applied to prevent congestion before it happens. Means in closed loop, there is feedback, but in open loop, there is no feedback. So you have to apply all the policies before any congestion, before it happens. Okay. Now, this dash is a characteristic that a flow needs. Lack of it means losing a packet or acknowledge and entails the retransmission. You know, there are four types of characteristics of flow: reliability, delay, jitter, bandwidth. What is the meaning of reliability? Reliability means if any packet is lost, then it requires retransmission. So you should know what is mean by reliability. Delay means some packets you are receiving with a delay. Jitter means one packet is delayed by 1 second, second packet delayed by 5 seconds, third is delayed by 15 seconds. So delay is different. The delays between packets is called jitter, and this is bandwidth. So the meaning is reliability. Okay. Now in a network, after the load reaches the capacity, means that when capacity is over, then definitely your throughput decreases, declines sharply. Okay. And mechanisms to control the amount rate of traffic. Whenever we are talking about the traffic, there is one word, traffic shaping. In traffic shaping, leaky bucket and token. Okay. So whenever we are trying to control the traffic, then one technique is only, that is traffic shaping. Others are for your confusion only. Okay. In differential service, each packet contains a field. There is a field DS, or you can learn by this short full form. Differentiated DS for service. Okay. So other are for confusion only. The switch turns to other queue when the current one is empty. So definitely when one is empty, then what we will do? There are different queues. We will check which is having highest priority. When one task is complete, then we will check which task has the highest priority. Okay, which is not the part of reservation style. So you know, in reservation style, there are three styles: build type, filter type, and shared explicit. So these all are the part of reservation style. So the question is just not the part. Share implicit is not the part of reservation style. That is a part of resource. These all three are the parts of reservation. EHPFB. This is the learning based question. You have to learn this expedited forwarding per hop behavior. Size of IP address. Remember in IPv4. In IPv4, the size was 32-bit, but in IPv6, Internet version, the protocol version 6, the size is 128 bits. That you should know. Which one of the following is not the application layer protocol? Remote procedure call, internet relay, Rocker procedure call are the part of this, but resource reservation protocol is the part of quality of service model. Okay, so it is not a part of application layer protocol. Which protocol assigns IP address to the client connected in the internet? Okay. You remember this DHCP full form is, yes. Whenever we are assigning any IP address, the assigning part is done by DHCP. DHCP is Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. DHCP is Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. So assigning IP address is the role of DHCP. Okay, which is not an object of network security. Network security deals with the network ID, that is called identification, then verification, that is called authentication, then access control. So lock is not the objective of network security. Security means there is network ID for identification, then for authentication, then access control. Now, what is a part of network identification? There is particular user ID that defines the network. Okay. Now, once network is defined, then there is a next process, verify the identity, whether that identity is correct or not, and that process called authentication. Not identification is this part. Identification user ID, but once user ID is there, then you have to verify that that ID is correct or not. That is called authentication. A concern of authentication. Now in authentication, there is subtypes, that is functional authentication. Now that deals with users' rights. Okay. Now the security features that control that can access resource in the OS model, that is called access control. Means you want to you want access for the controlling, that is called access control. Simple. You should know the meaning of this the question. Okay. The algorithm in encryption is called cipher. Okay. Now, information that gets transformed in encryption. Now, encryption, decryption, if you remember, in the encryption, there is a term, text that is called plain text that gets transformed. Okay. AH, authentication header. Okay. In IP security, there are two types of protocol. If you remember, AH and ESP. AH is an authentication header protocol, and this is encapsulated security payload. There's two types. But the difference between this, AH does not provide any confidentiality or privacy. That is defined by ESP. Okay. So that difference you should have in your mind, that AH protocol provides everything, identification, integrity, authentication, but it doesn't provide any confidentiality or privacy. That is defined by ESP. Security parameter index is used in ESP is of 32-bit. That's a remembering question. Services not provided by IP security. IP security provides security. We're talking about, so security provides authentication, security provides privacy, security provides replay attack protection, but it doesn't provide the access control. SSL used for secure soft cell, that is used for transport layer security. Okay. Now, how many protocols used in SSL? In SSL, 4 types of protocols used. Okay. VPN, if you remember, it's a very common term, virtual private network. Virtual private network, what is the role of virtual private network? It provides a isolation, a separate tunnel across the public network for sending and receiving data privately. Okay, so you should know virtual private network, VPN, other for confusion, visual private, virtual protocol. No, virtual private network. Which of the statements are not true for the VPN? VPN use separate tunnel. Okay, whether VPNs are providing site-to-site or remote access. There are two types of VPN. One is site or some remote access type connection. Levels of security done by the VPN, but it doesn't secure from bots and malwares. So it is not true. It also secures the network from bots and malwares. Okay, it is not true. Okay, securing the network from bots and malwares not true. Okay, what type of protocols are used in virtual private network? That is application type protocols. There are two types of VPN: remote to remote or site to site, remote to access. Site to site VPN are also known as router to router. Okay. And now for secure connection, remote access VPN rely on, definitely we're talking about virtual private network, that is defined by IP security and SSL. Okay, secure cell protocol. VPN can hide users browsing activity, right? Firewall is no, not for blocking only, antivirus for protection, but VPN can hide users browsing activity. VPN mask your IP address. Okay, using if it mask your IP address, so it can hide your browsing activity. IP security is a collection of protocol designed by IT, that is called Internet Engineering Task Force at the network level. Okay. Proxy firewall filters at, definitely whatever this task is done at the application level. So proxy firewall filters at the application level. Packet filter firewall filters at the, this is normal proxy firewall, that is the at upper level only. But if you are talking about packet filter firewall, that is filters at the network or transport layer, below the application layer. IP security protocol operates, there are two modes, transport mode or tunnel mode. And these two modes are of IP security. IP security operates in the transport mode or the tunnel mode. Okay. Now, if you want security for your email system, you want confidentiality in your email system, then there is one protocol that is called pretty good privacy. If you remember the full form, pretty good privacy. So in the full form, it is mentioned privacy, and that is required in email system. So security protocol for the email system is your pretty good privacy. Now IP security, there are two protocols. I have already explained you before: AH authentication header and ESP encapsulation security. Encapsulated services payload. Indeed, now there are two modes: transport mode or tunnel mode. In which mode IP security protect information delivered from transport to network layer. Only information, not the whole thing. Only information protected by the transport mode. But tunnel mode security everything. IP security uses set of security association called the SADB, Security Association Database. Okay. What is the IETF version of this? See, TLS, Transport Layer Security, and the latest is IETF version of SSL. Okay, Secure Cell Protocol. The combination of key exchange, hash, and encryption, everything this is defined as for cipher. So we are talking about the encryption, then there is a cipher word. In there can be multiple paths from fully or partial trust authority, that is pretty good privacy. That is learning based question. Now, there are two more: transport mode, tunnel mode. In transport mode, we protect the masses only, but in tunnel mode, it protects the header also, from which it is the data is coming. The two modes in the IP security: transport mode and tunnel mode. But in transport mode, what happens? Only information is secured. But in tunnel mode, header along with the data payload is also secured. In PGP to exchange email message, user needs a ring of public keys. Okay. This is learning based question. If you remember the architecture, that otherwise you remember, as 323 is a standard to allow telephones on the public network to talk to computers connected to the internet. For communication purpose, then you use as 323 protocol. When there is more than one source, then the synchronization source identifier defines the mixer. Okay. Now, again remember, for traffic handling, there are two types of protocol: real-time transport protocol or real-time control protocol. For traffic handling, there are two protocol: RTP, real-time transport protocol; RTCP, real-time control protocol. Okay, transport control protocol. So designed to handle real-time traffic, basic is RTP, real-time transport protocol. Okay. Jitters is introduced in the real-time data by the, I have already explained, when there are different types of delays between different packets, those is called jitter. And if you want to remove the jitter, we have to use timestamp. Remember this word. Okay. Then we have to use timestamp to remove the jitter. In a real-time video conference, data from the server, you are talking about the video conferences, so they can be one-to-many, that is called multicasting. Okay. An RTP packet is encapsulated. No, it's not UDP, TCP, IP. That is a odd number, UDP port number. See, if I want to transfer the video to some destination, but my bandwidth is different and the destination bandwidth is different. So what I have to do, I have to translate my video to lower quality, whatever the bandwidth of the client. So as per the bandwidth required, I have to translate the video. That is called translator. That is done by translator. Okay. If you remember, these are different formats: JPG, MPG. So MP is the format is used to compress the video. Real-time traffic, you are talking about the real-time, so definitely that will be multicasting. Okay. Now, used to number the packet. You are doing the numbering, and numbering comes again under the sequencing. So that is called sequence numbering. Okay. The third phase of JPEG. Remember, in JPEG there are three phases. The first phase is, always remember, DCT transformation. Second phase is quantization, and third phase is compression. So what is it asking? Third phase. So third phase will be data compression. Second phase quantization, and first phase not asked. Dash on each packet is required on real-time traffic. If we are talking about the real-time traffic, so there should be no jitter. Stamping is used to remove the jitter. A sequence number means which packet will first transfer. Okay, so both we required. To prevent a jitter, I have already explained we use timestamp. So to prevent what we want to prevent, you are using timestamping, jitter. Combining several things to one stream. So combining this task is called mixing. A real-time video performance lasts 10 minutes. If there is jitter in the system, the viewer spans, you're having 10 minutes video performance. But if delay will be there, jitter means delay, then watching time will be definitely more than 10 minutes. So that is common sense questions. Okay. Now, there are three types of streaming. Streaming live, streaming stored, or interactive. See the difference. Stored means you want demand on demand video, means you are demanding something, then you can download that. This is live performance. You can know, streaming. Like interactive means like VoIP, voice over internet protocol, means video conferences are type of interactive. Now see the question. Audio video refers to broadcasting radio and TV program through the internet. Broadcasting is definitely live program. So streaming live. Now, means changing the encoding of payload to lower quality to match the bandwidth. I have already explained matching the bandwidth, what we have to do, translation. Okay. Playback buffer is required for real-time traffic. You can understand there is playback buffer for the songs also, online songs also. So playback buffer is required for real-time traffic. In dash encoding, the differences between the samples are encoded instead of encoding all the samples value. If you learn the decom, there is predictive encoding word is there. Okay, then in the predictive encoding, what happens, the difference between samples are encoded. We don't encode the whole values. Okay. Now, dash encoding is based on the science of psychostics, which is the study of how people perceive sound. The word is perceived there, then that is perception encoding. Okay. Now, the audio video refers to use of internet for interactive. The word interactive is there, that you can understand interactive. And they're talking about the use of internet for interactive person means we can talk also, we can along with audio video. Interactive. Okay. According to Nyquist theorem, we need to sample and log signal times the highest frequency. If you remember, for sampling frequency greater than or equal to twice of FM. So 2 times of the highest frequency. Now, is an application layer protocol that establishes, manages, and terminates a multimedia session. That is called session initiation protocol. Means that will initiate the session, that will manage, and that will terminate the session also. Okay, so in multimedia communication, there is SIP, session initiation protocol, which is not suitable for interactive multimedia traffic. TCP is not suitable. Remember, we use RTP and RTCP, that is a part under it, UBT. RTCP, real-time transport control protocol, uses odd numbered UDP port number, not TCP. Remember, UDP port number. If it is talking on even number, then you should know RTP used even number. So see, remember in mind this difference. If it's talking about even number, RTP, talking about odd number, then RTCP. And both uses UDP port number. We can divide audio video. I have already explained streaming live, streaming stored, and interactive. There are how much category? 3 broad categories. Now, see, even means RTP. RTP use even number, UDP port number. Both use UDP port number. Audio video refers on demand. On demand means store data. Okay. RTCP is a protocol for controlling. Now, what is controlling there? Then you should understand RTCP. Both are for use for real-time traffic, but this is normal real-time traffic. This is real-time traffic for controlling. The first phase, I have already explained for GP, is first phase transformation, second is quantization, third is data compression. The first phase is DCT transformation. Now, the dash shows the time a packet was produced related to the cost of previous packet. That is done time. That is the called time stamping. Means we first define how much time this packet will take exactly. There will be no delay. Time stamping is used to remove the delay. Okay. So thank you so much. I hope you will like it. Keep learning, keep sharing. If you have any doubt, you can write in chat box. God bless you.